Morning everybody, we're halfway through now our work on sentence types. This is a bit of a shorter session today because there's a lot of writing involved. So it's not quite as long a video. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the 4 sentence types again at the beginning, and you're going to come up with your own sentences this time, just verbally with a grown-up. We're going to look at questions, we're going to look at commands, but we're also going to look at questions again, kind of recapping from yesterday. And we're going to remember what our imperative verbs mean as well. Okay, so here we have statement, command, question, exclamation, and we have chocolate, under the sea, dinosaurs, and pets. So what I want you to do is choose one of the things on this side. So choose the sentence type, and then choose the topic, and see if you can verbally tell your grown-up a sentence. Okay, so you could just pick statement and chocolate, and your statement could be, I really like, my favourite chocolate is a Twix bar. That would be a statement, and it would be about chocolate. A command about under the sea. So swim down and take a look at the coral reef. That would be a command because you're telling somebody to swim. A question about dinosaurs. Okay, what is the largest dinosaur that ever lived? And then an exclamation about pets. How amazing that you have 46 cats. That would be an exclamation. It starts with how or what, and it ends with an exclamation mark. So just pause the video and see if you can have a go at that with your grown-up at home with you. Go. Okay, you've had a go at that. Maybe your grown-ups had a go as well. I don't know. We're going to move on to looking at commands. So, commands. Remember, they are short sentences that use imperative or bossy verbs. Okay, so here we've got some examples. Be quiet. Tuck your shirt in. Walk. Now, the imperative verb is in bold. I'm going to underline it as well. Open wide. Bite together. Rinse out. What kind of person would give you those commands, do you think? The first one would be a teacher. Be quiet, tuck your shirt in, walk. I'm always telling you to do that. The second one I would say would probably be a dentist. So some of the sentences end with an exclamation mark and some end with a question mark. It's all about how you, when you're speaking, it's all about how you say it. If you're shouting it or you're doing it urgently, you put an exclamation mark in there. If you're not, a full stop is absolutely fine. When you're doing instructions, you don't use the exclamation mark. So take the wet clothes out of the washing machine. Shake out each item of clothing. So again, our imperative verbs at the start of our sentence. Shuffle the pack of cards. Deal out 2 cards to each player. Take turns to play the game. So they are instructions. They all end in full stops. Okay, so can you choose an imperative verb to go on these 3 sentences and then decide whether or not your sentence is a simple instruction or you are shouting or you're saying it urgently? If it's a simple instruction, you just put a full stop at the end. If it's more urgent or you're shouting it, you put an exclamation mark. You've got lots of different choices. Pause the video now and think of 3 different imperative verbs. Okay, good. These were mine. So line up in the playground, a nice simple instruction. I've forgotten my left one now. You could have turn left. Fly left. This is a really short one. You could have turn left, fly left, sail left. I'm going to put an exclamation mark at the end of that because it's quite urgent. You might be going to crash into something. Okay. And here we have put your hands up. Now, if you were saying that urgently, as if you were a bit cross, then yeah, you could use an exclamation mark. But if you're just saying put your hands up, that would be that would just be a normal full stop. So with that one, you could choose. You can have either, really. Okay, I did say this was going to be quite short because there was a lot of writing involved today. So this sheet will be stuck in your book. There are two parts to it. The first part is thinking about questions from like we were doing yesterday. The second part is looking at commands. Okay, so the instructions are all on the sheet. So it says, for part 1, imagine you are a waiter or a waitress. Use the boxes on the right to write 5 questions which will help you get your customer from picture 1. Excuse me, I'm yawning. From picture 1 to picture 2. So think of 5 questions. You are this person here. So what are you going to ask them? You could ask them something like, where would you like to sit? Or what would you like to eat? Or what would you like to drink? Do you need anything? So think about those 5 question words. The what, where, who are you waiting for? You could possibly be. Question 2, do you want gravy with that? Okay, are you finished? So 3 questions about picture 1, 2 questions about picture 2. Now remember, starting with who, what, where, when, or why, or do, or did, or can. Any of those are question words, but make sure you've got your question mark at the end as well. The second part is 5 commands. So you want to get this boy, who looks very tired, ready for bed. So there is an example here. Go to your bedroom and put your pajamas on. What other things might you ask somebody to do at bedtime? Go brush your teeth. Do you want a story? Turn your light off. Or do you want a story is a question. So, what commands, what instructions would you give this boy to get him from being tired here to asleep here? Okay. Turn the light off. Get into bed. Close your curtains. Any of those will be fine. So there's quite a bit of writing today, but I know you guys can do it. Good luck.